Do you love old cars and trucks? Join us on Bring 'em Back to Life, where we search the salvage yards and backyards of America to find that gold mine of a parts car or that restorable gem in the rough. Come with us down memory lane as we elevate the status of our salvage yards to outdoor museums of automotive history.
Here is my 1956 Chevrolet convertible. The damage on the car was from the rear of the front tire to the front of the rear tire only. And this car is going to be hauled to my friend's house, John Baker. As you can see, the undercoating is a little flammable. Today we are now going to weed out the remedies of what's left of our old distorted metal. We take what you see is a long flat-headed tool, which is rounded at the end for curvature, to fit in them hard to get spots, just so we can fit our new pieces. So stand back and let's do some hitting here. As you'll be able to see, this will be moving. Not a whole lot, but it will move out. Try to get the metal as straight as possible so we can cut it and fit our new piece of steel. Alright, now we got that out of the way. Let's see how far we have to go before this allows us to cut and make some new pieces. It's actually made to fold over and weld to your existing part. This part is actually meant to bend, just for an occasion that this happens. Keep going right in there. We have a larger gap here, which we will close up once we put the car back on the ground. As you can see, the new quarter and body line fit pretty good. Like I said, again, we'll reshim the door once it's on the ground to make the contour perfect, which we'll show later in our video. This good old piece of metal is going to be no more. Just watch your eyes at home, folks. That'll give us a nice base to work with there. Alright, now we're going to remove what's left of this quarter panel. As you can see, I cut right along the rail on the hole. Reason being is I'm going to overlap the metal on top of the hole, and I can mark with a center punch where the old hole was and drill new holes for the existing metal. This way the mold-in will hide our factory splice seam. And obviously we're going to go a little bit more. If you folks at home, be very careful when you're removing panels. Mice can build nests in here, and what will happen is you'll have a heck of a fire. So always look in your hole and check for any loose debris, any old rags, carpet, etc. so we can make sure that we have everything out. This car has the original rubber seal right from 1956 that survived. Isn't that something? You don't see that every day in cars. We sure is dusty. Let's get one little piece out. Success at last. Alright, as you folks at home can see, we cut out all the old rusted parts. Almost all the old rusted parts here, of course. Now, we'll take our new quarter panel. So you folks at home, we will be cutting this top left off. This is just the mock-up to get it close to where we need it to be. You can see we got a small dent we got to heat. And once we cut a little more of the rust out, we're going to fold this over and we're going to make our weld. We'll put some sheet metal screws to hold the quarter panel in place while we make the rest of our metal fit snug. Alright, we'll take a little break here and we'll be back and show you some more in a minute.
Say you like old cars, you say you like old trucks. If you've been looking for one and you've had no luck, well, come along with us, a trip down memory lane. On a walkabout, you'll be glad that you came. Say you like old cars, you say you like old trucks. If you've been looking for one and you've had no luck, well, come along with us, a trip down memory lane. On a walkabout, you'll be glad that you came. Say you like old cars, and say you like old trucks. If you've been looking for one and you've had no luck, well, come along with us, a trip down memory lane. On a walkabout, you'll be glad that you came.
Alright, so again, you see we put our new quarter section on here. Now what we're doing is taking self-tapping sheet metal screws, you can buy at your local hardware store, going up to the metal, evenly spaced, and these are self-tapping so there's no hole required to drill. And what this does is holds the metal flush to the car. Now, after you get everything fit, the reason we drill these holes and not spot weld, because we can take the sheet metal screws out, reposition the metal at any time we have to. If we weld it, it's a permanent fixture and requires a lot more work and grinding. But as you can see, I'm down below the line, and we do want a couple above the line to pull the metal tight, and then we'll put our trim piece on to mark where we're going to cut the excess metal off to make our lines permanent. So what we're going to do now is keep our fingers roughly, go up, go about here. We're going to go right into where the line would go, just to try to keep the metal pulled tight so we can make all our gaps. As you can see, it pulled into the metal behind it. You can see it's pretty rugged. It's not welded underneath. We have to make little braces. So they're the factory metal. You can't really see it too good there, but where the rubber piece comes down, they have little braces we can weld in. So we'll put a few more panels here, and if you watch, just try to get it right underneath so we weld it back together. Which we'll show all this in our later show. Snug that up. Alright, it's almost looking like a car again. Now, we're going to take this piece they supply us, we're going to bend it flush. This requires very delicate. You don't want to rush this because you can bend the whole quarter piece, which will require a lot of filler. And filler is what we don't want. I may actually apply a little heat after to bend it easier. What we're achieving is to bend this flush, and then we'll put some holes and tack weld it down, and we'll grind it flush, and it'll look like brand new again. We can actually cheat a little. I believe we can actually put a screw right into that to pull it tighter, and then beat around. Because this will also be welded. Get a good shot of this. You can see here. We're gonna. Now you can see, it gives me a nice tight line. To make this flush, we'll actually take a grinder, and we are going to grind it almost paper thin all the way down, and then we'll put a bead of, not bead, but a couple tacks, and we'll gradually grind it down until it looks like it contours the car, so it looks like it was done right from the factory. And to achieve up here, we're actually going to cut this out. It's actually going to be down here. This isn't staying because it's our body line we want to achieve is down here. So this big section will be cut right out, which we'll show you marked out after we put the chrome up. But for now, we just want to get a rough fit. Before we get too carried away, we'll take the bore. As you can see here at home, this is the body line we want. If you look up top, it's higher. But the car is on jacks, so right now, when we lower the car down and put the weight in the frame to the suspension, it'll actually close this gap up top and pull this gap tighter. It'll actually tilt down. And of course, we still have to do the front as well, and that'll make our body line. So, get one more look at that body line there, and that's the line we want to achieve. That's perfection down there. And that line will actually fall right into place when this top closes down and we close it up. Then, as you guys can see, we have all our trim moldings for the Bel Air to put down to the backside.
Here's a sneak peek of what we're looking for with a replacement fender, another convertible door, a patch panel on the quarter. She's almost ready to put down on the tire, so the body will be sitting in its natural pose.
You guys get a little sneak peek at how she looks. I'm almost getting a little excited to seeing it. Wish we had more hours in the daylight to make her work. If you look back in the further videos and see the progress to come along this far, you guys will know this is a long step and a long process. But to be very happy, as I was talking about, we're not aligned yet. We have some really nice gaps already. She's coming together nice, and this old girl will be one of the saved.
Okay, well, I've been out in the yard. I've been looking at some really neat stuff and just having a picnic without the lunch, but I've enjoyed being here, and I hope you get a lot of activity from people who see what you've got here at Sundell's. Give us your website and I'll key it in.
The website is www.sundellauto.com.
Thank you very much, Norman, and God bless you.
Been a pleasure to have you here. God bless you and your viewing audience. Look forward to hearing from them.
Had a few dents you took care of.
We took care of quite a few dents, and we had to weld some panels in, but it looks real great right now.
Because a car that won't start will not get you into trouble. One that won't stop will.
You say you like old trucks. If you've been looking for one and you've had no luck, well, come along with us, a trip down memory lane, on a walkabout. You'll be glad that you came. Say you like old cars, say you like old trucks. If you've been looking for one and you've had no luck,